In July 2017, Samsung released the Samsung Galaxy Note Fan Edition, or known as the Samsung Galaxy Note FE. These devices were first launched in South Korea and followed by other countries like Malaysia and the Philippines. Of course, in the same year, Samsung also released the other devices like Samsung Galaxy S8, S8 Plus, A8, Note 8 series, and other devices in the same year. And of course, compared to the flagships, the Samsung Galaxy Note FE doesn't sell quite as good as the Samsung Galaxy S8, S8 Plus, and the Note 8, because those devices features a more modern design, display, and hardware. The Samsung Galaxy Note FE or the Note Fan Edition actually shares the same design and chassis as the Note 7 from 2016. However, though, the changes made from Samsung was the branding on the rear cover. The Note 7 doesn't have this Fan Edition naming. And other than that, Samsung also reduced the battery capacity from 3500 mAh to just 3200 mAh. Of course, the battery life is reduced, but this battery installed was safe. Time flies rapidly, as everyone knows, and of course Android doesn't lag behind. Android has undergone many remarkable evolution, not just in design, but of course its capability, user experience, and of course features, like implementing artificial intelligence on their Android 14 software in 2024. It's a pity that phone manufacturers like Samsung doesn't support their devices anymore after just 2 years of release. For example, the Samsung Galaxy Note Fan Edition, which got support from Android 7 up to Android 9. I believe that these phones or these older hardwares has the capability to run new Android like Android 12 if they are optimized very efficiently. So let's boot all of them up together, and I will then just showcase the PixelUI on the Samsung Galaxy Note Fan Edition. So without further ado, let's turn on all these devices. Alright. So for the stock Android, it has the blue notification status lit up, but not on the PixelUI. So actually, as you can see, the PixelUI turns out quite fast. Alright, so now let's focus on the PixelUI on the Samsung Galaxy Note Fan Edition. So this is the lock screen. So it's just an ordinary lock screen that looks like the Google Pixel devices. So this is my home screen, of course, with the Note 7 original wallpaper at the back. And if you are using the Google Pixel devices, you aren't going to notice any differences at all, except there are many bloatwares got removed, since this is the custom ROM Android. So let's navigate to settings and check out the Android version. So this is Android 14 Easter egg. Let's compare it to the Android 9. That was the last Android that supported from Samsung for the Note Fan Edition. Yep, this is it. This is the Android 9 Pie Easter egg, and this is the newer Android 14 Easter egg. Alright, so now let's look at the home screen. So if you are using the Google Pixel devices or any other devices from different brand, but with a default Android skin, you aren't going to notice any differences at all. Of course, if you are using another more common custom ROM Android, which is the Lineage OS, that also features the same user experience and user interface, but of course some slight changes. So as you can see, there is still a Google search bar on the bottom, which can't be removed, just like any other Google devices. And of course, the iconic clock. So of course, every features are feature on this device, even though it's a unsupported one. Control panel looks the same as any Google devices. Taskbar looks the same too. And yeah, actually it looks the same. Of course, it's just the skin that matters. However, the features, the basic features are similar. However, if you are more to Samsung features, like the Samsung S Pen features, of course, in the PixelUI, you are not going to get that. Example, if I press this button, it's not going to bring up any S Pen menus, like the stock Android 9, which has the S Pen features, just like this. So if I press the button here, it's going to bring up the menus. However, though, that was missing in the PixelUI, since this is not the Samsung's Android skin. Other than that, the camera also has been dumbed down in the PixelUI. See, also as the compared to the ONEUI 1.0 from Samsung in 2019, you aren't going to get full features like Bixby visions, stickers, or other features like Panorama Pro or Selective Focus. You're just going to get a basic video recording settings here. However, for the photos, just like unlike the ONEUI 1.0, you aren't going to get that many settings to change your photo settings, your lens settings. These are just default. Alright, here's another thing. If you are familiar or even use the Samsung Galaxy Note 7, Note 10 Edition, S8, S8 Plus, Note 8, S9, S9 Plus, or even the Note 9, you'll be familiar with the iris scanner that featured on your phone's top left corner. So the iris scanner, as you can see, there's a red laser. This is to unlock your phone by using your eyes iris. Of course, in the S10 series, starting from the S10 series from Samsung, these features has been removed. And of course, with the hole punch camera that feature on the newer Samsung devices, you only get the 2D face recognition to unlock your device. Of course, it's not as secure as the iPhone's Face ID, as those feature the 3D one, and the iris scanner that features the laser to unlock your device. However, though, the iris scanner was also quite controversial because it's very hard to unlock your phone by using your iris. So this is the thing to keep in mind. So we are going to demo the iris scanner, so let's just move that aside. And now let's look at the speed test between the ONEUI 1.0 from Samsung that released in 2019 between the Android 14 with PixelUI experience that released just last year for the NoteFE, S7, S7H. Alright, so first up, let's head to settings. 3, 2, 1, go. Slightly ahead on the Android 9. What about clock? Still slightly ahead on the Android 9. Camera, still ahead on the Android 9, ONEUI 1.0. What about calculator? Let's go. Yep, still slightly ahead on the Android 9. Let's move on to third-party apps. For example, YouTube. Yep, ahead on the Android 9. Yeah, as you can see, the Android 9 with ONEUI 1.0 is slightly ahead, but the PixelUI with Android 14 isn't that far behind, and I am very impressed with the age of this device that released from 2017. Of course, you are still going to experience some lags here and slow down, but it's not that major. Alright, so another fun fact is, if you are using the Note 10 edition, right, and you notice at the Note 10 edition, it will list out that this device is in Note 10 edition. in the shutdown screen. And of course, with this device running the newer Android 14 version, so of course expected, just like any other newer devices or devices that running the newer Android software, it's going to get AI features like Gemini, which is actually not usable in the Android 9 since Gemini supports Android from Android 11 and above. So of course Gemini is available on this device. Just press the home button to activate it, just like how you activate Google Assistant before. And of course in the photo apps, you also get the newer AI features like lens to to search your image. But of course I'm not going to do that here since I didn't connect to my internet. But this is just a demo to show you that these devices running the Android 14 can do those features. And of course edit, you also can get some suggestion here to enhance, to edit your photos, make it clearer, blurrer, or any other filters. And of course you also can use the magic eraser to erase your pictures content, but I'm also not going to do that. That's just to show you that this device has the capability to do those AI features. Alright, so should you update your device to a newer software via Custom Rom from your last official software? It's actually based on your preference and your usage. So the benefits are, first, you are going to improve your device lifespan and longevity as more apps are still going to be compatible with your device even though your hardware is a bit limited and aged. Another thing is bloatwares like ONEUI 1.0. As you can see, you got many Samsung bloatwares like Pen Up, SmartThings, S-Voice that you are not going to use are all removed on the PixelUI, as you can see on the right. You are just going to get the default applications and of course my installed applications like Instagram. Another thing is, of course, is lightweight, so it's also likely to improve your device performance. These are the benefits, but the downsides are, first, you're not going to get OTA updates, so that means you have to use your computer to connect your device and update it via downloading the newer software. Alright, so another thing is, in the process of custom roaming your device, it is also likely to break your device and making it unusable, so you have to keep in mind on that. And lastly, if you custom ROM your device, unlike the original firmware, this firmware is actually a modified version from the original firmware from different Android skins. So of course you are still going to experience some bugs here and there, but of course based on my experience with my PixelUI here, I didn't experience any bugs at all. So I can safely say that if you are still going to plan to use your NoteFE or your Note 7 or your any other older devices that has no new Android support from the official manufacturers, then I should say go ahead if you know what you are doing and at your own risk. I'm not responsible for any damage that you have done to your device. So that's it for this video, and I know it's kind of brief, but I hope you enjoy, and if you do, please like, subscribe and share, and that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.